Hey, it's Joseph here. Today I look slightly different because I got a microphone here and a headset. Well, I wanted to explain that. You can kind of see it here in the mirror. So I've got a camera and then I've got the Iron B tripod, which I featured on my last video. And then a microphone receiver is over here. So it is wireless going from here to here, and then it feeds into the camera. And I can actually monitor the sound, which I was doing with my headset, but I have taken off the headset so I can talk to you freely. But I know for sure all the sound level is good and you guys could hear me. And before we jump on to the main content of this video,
and today's video is sponsored by Comica, a wireless microphone set that is tiny but mighty. You can just clip the microphone under your shirt to use a built-in microphone or connect external microphones such as the lav mic that is included in the box. There are also two types of receiver that you can order, and both of them can have up to 2 different transmitters, either set to mono or stereo mode. And one of the receiver type is USB-C connection, and it is perfect for your smartphone. I have recorded sound this way on my last video and it worked out perfectly. This would be really helpful for people who are looking to do interviews or vlogs on their phones. And the other type of receiver is connected with 3.5mm audio cable, and there are 2 different type of cable included in the box for different makes of cameras. And I have been using this setup to record whenever I am going slightly away from my studio desk, as you have seen in this video. My current cameras, both Canon M50 and M6, does not allow monitoring of the sound, so being able to monitor the sound through the receiver is a huge bonus, and it can be mounted on the cold shoe mount on top or anywhere you see a clippable surface. And actually you can even clip it onto the camera screen. The link to purchase this set is in the description, and you can use a special promo code JosephKim2 until June 2021 for 15% off on the price.
okay, so I've got a big box over here which I need to unbox, and because it's big I'm gonna do it on the floor. And inside it's smaller yet still very big box. But as you can see, it is LG QHD monitor. It is 27 inches and the model name is 27QN600. So we're gonna get this open and set up today. Oh, and it also shows the feature: IPS, HDR, AMD FreeSync. Cool. As you can see, it's got a few things on the box because I bought it refurbished. I suppose the content would be alright. I usually purchase refurbished and things are okay. Go easy with the knife since you can kind of cut the content. I've got a leg, some paperwork with loose CD. I don't even have CD reader anymore. And then some cables. I've got power cable, and then DisplayPort cable, and then HDMI cable. And then this is the arm. And this is what I'm after. And this monitor is definitely not one of those feature-packed monitor. It is 27 inch and it is QHD, which means it is 2560 by 1440 IPS display. And the marketing word that they use, it is 3-side virtually borderless design, which means it's got very thin bezels all around. And then it's got 99% of sRGB, which is not great, but usually good enough for me. And HDR10 compatible. I don't really care that much about HDR content, and it's got AMD FreeSync and 2 HDMI port. That's listed as a feature apparently. But on May 2021, the price goes for $226 US. So it is quite an economical solution, if you may. And I want to put a couple of these things away, so let's have a look at the included contents. This is a monitor arm, which kind of allows you to swivel and tilt. Not that much, and it doesn't really go up and down either. And then a curved monitor feet, which I don't typically use because I've got other monitor arms that I'm gonna attach to. So let's open up the power cable. I definitely do prefer monitors that has the power brick built in so that you don't end up with something chunky like this on the power cord, but I suppose you get what you get. And this is not that big, so you can just kind of plug this side into the wall and then this side onto the monitor. And then in terms of the cable, this is HDMI as I have mentioned, which I'm not gonna use. I'm gonna use the display port instead, so let me get this out. So as far as the actual monitor goes, it's got sort of the matte finish, which is good. And before we go to the back, at the bottom of it, you can see the dial that you can just kind of press down or navigate through the menu system. Moving on to the back. Here we've got the VESA mount, so you can just mount it onto the monitor arms, which in my case, I'm gonna use this to mount onto the existing monitor arms of mine. We've got one display port and then two HDMIs, along with audio output and then the power cable. So if you connect your headphone or speaker to this port here, it's basically connected through one of these display connection that you got. And if it wasn't clear on the mirror, here is a little setup that I've made with the sponsored product. That's what you're seeing here. You can kind of flip the screen so you can see yourself as well. But so far this is working out pretty well. But I meant to kind of show you my setup here. Okay, I think you can kind of see what is going on here. So first, I've got one monitor here, second, and the third, and as you can see, the camera here. And the new monitor that I just bought is going to go over here. And this one is LG. Actually, it is an identical monitor. And then this one is Gigabyte. And I made a video about this specific monitor, so if you haven't seen that video already, I'll leave the link in the description for you guys to check it out. And then I've got a smaller monitor which I want to eventually mount onto this pole here. And let me tell you why I want to replace this specific monitor. And don't get me wrong, this Gigabyte M27Q 27-inch monitor is great. Unlike this monitor that I'm about to replace with, it's packed with unique features such as KVM switch, along with really high refresh rate of 170 Hz, and it's got much better color accuracy, 92% of DCI-P3, and in sRGB terms, that's 140%, so it is way above this monitor's color accuracy. However, it is priced at $310. It actually is on sale right now. And the regular listing price of this monitor is $360, which is a bit more expensive than this lesser monitor. However, for me personally, I'm not utilizing all of those features. KVM is great, but I've always used my desktop only, and also I'm not sort of gaming, so I don't get to use 170 Hz of high refresh rate, and then I'm not doing a terribly accurate color work, so all of those color accuracy doesn't really mean all that much. And on that video where I have reviewed M27Q, a lot of people have asked questions like, is weird subpixeling? Apparently it's not RGB subpixeling, it's reversed, therefore the texts are not as sharp, as well as backlight bleeding, and then some KVM issues. I have been asked these three questions frequently, so let me just kind of clarify. The subpixeling is okay. At the viewing distance, it's about 3 feet away from me. At that viewing distance, as well as a pixel resolution that I have, the 1440p, doesn't really make much of a difference. I do look at the monitor side by side, the regular subpixeling versus this one that's supposedly got weird subpixeling, and the text look fine to me. If you really pixel peek and just look close, and then you can kind of tell the difference, but in the normal use, it's not really a big problem. And backlight bleeding, I don't really have that issue. Actually, on normal use, I haven't noticed anything particularly. However, at night when my computer goes to sleep, I've seen the monitor having the backlight on for whatever reason. So overall display signal is off, there's no picture. The other LG monitor is off, but that one has a backlight turned on. Apparently it's on all night. So related to the backlight bleeding or backlight, that was sort of the issue that I had. And as far as the KVM switch goes, if you're switching between machines a lot on a single monitor, it makes absolute sense and there's no other monitors like it. However, I'm not really finding myself utilizing that feature, and also there's a one downside because of the KVM switch. And I don't know if this is related to KVM switching at all, but when the entire system goes to sleep, this monitor sleeps and sort of disconnects its monitor as well as the peripherals rather than going to sleep. Therefore, all the windows that I have arranged between the multi-monitor setup completely rearranges, as well as some of the devices that are kind of turning off. Whereas if I have monitors connected, if they go to sleep, as they wake up, all the windows are usually on the same spot. So I found that a bit annoying, on top of meaning to kind of downsize and go simpler. So I decided to swap it out with the same monitor that's on this side of my desk. So finally, for the first time on my personal setup, I have a two exact monitor side by side. So let me go ahead and swap this existing monitor with a new monitor, and you should be able to see on the time lapse. I even went through the trouble of making sure all the settings on the monitor, the color profile is exactly the same. They look pretty good. So I'm really going to enjoy the two same monitor setup finally. And I know this setup is going to work well for me because I have been using this monitor for about 6 months now. Just up until today, I haven't got around doing a full review of the first one. Therefore, I did the second one. I hope you have enjoyed this content as well as somewhat useful. If it was, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to continue watching these type of videos. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I'll see you next time. Bye.